Okay, the next nice thing to know is graphing quadratics and trying to figure out what shape you kind of get if you graph a quadratic. So as you can see from this picture, this is a quadratic that was graphed. And as you can see, the shape that is made from the quadratic is this kind of U shape that will keep going up and up on forever. So it'll kind of dip and go lower and go up. So all quadratics kind of make this U shape. And because it makes this U shape, there's a couple interesting things that you can find for this. So the most interesting point of the U shape is that bottom of the U shape. And since the bottom of that U shape is the most interesting point, or if the U shape is upside down, the top of the U shape, we are going to call that point the vertex. So the vertex is the highest or lowest point of the parabola, or U shape. So it's going to be that middle point that's the highest or lowest every single time, and it's going to help us graph this shape, this parabola or U shape, whatever you want to call it. Now, the other interesting terminology is, since it is a U shape, you can always cut it straight down the middle, and the opposite side should exactly match it. So wherever this point is right here, it should be exactly as high on the other side. So wherever 2 is and 2 is, they both should be the same height at the end. So since it has this property of being able to cut it down the middle, a nice thing to know is where that middle line is, or the axis of symmetry, that cuts your U shape exactly down. And so we're going to get some look at this and try to find these two things. So again, the vertex is the highest or lowest point of the parabola, and your axis of symmetry is this line that cuts down the parabola precisely down the middle and will make both sides the same height if you go to each of the respective sides. So let's try to find this in some example. Okay, so we're going to look for the vertex here. Again, the vertex is the highest or lowest point. So in this example, I can see that the vertex is right here at this point because that's the highest this U shape goes. Keeps going up, it stops there, and then it goes back down. So the highest point is right here at that one. So we just kind of look and see what point that is. So I'd go over 1 and up 1, 2, 3. So that point would be at 1, 3. So that's what the vertex is for that one. Now we look at this other one. And this other one, this time it's going to be the lowest point because I can keep going down. I finally stop right there. It goes back up. So the lowest point is the vertex this time. And so that point, if we count it up, is -1 and is down 1, 2, 3. So for the vertex for this one, it'd be a -1, -3. Now this time, instead of finding the vertex, we're going to try to find the axis of symmetry, or the line that when I draw it straight down will cut the parabola in half. So when I look for this line, it looks like the vertex is right here. So if I drew a straight line straight down it, we could see that every point that's the same distance away is at the same height. So this one's 1 over. We can see that that's the same height away. 2 over. The same height away. 3 over is the same height away. So this line is my axis of symmetry. And so that line is when x is equal to 1, 2. So let's try to find it for this other spot. Again, I'm going to try to find the vertex because it will help me find where the line of symmetry is. And this line of symmetry is going to be this point where it cuts it down the middle. And everything is the same height. That's the same distance away. And as you can see, if I go 2 over this way, it's at 0. And if you go 2 over this way, it's also at 0. So this cuts the graph exactly down the middle. And again, we're going to find where that line is. And it is when x equals -1. So that's the axis of symmetry for this example. And this is the axis of symmetry for this other example. So what I'm going to have you try right now is, if you go again to Canvas, try the next 5 problems where you have to find either the vertex I think you find the vertex and the axis of symmetry from these graphs.